Oh, it certainly does. I don't want to hear the first thing that fucking does. You back up and go back. Oh, he's right. That's everybody I talked to yesterday. Are we unmuted? Yes, we're ready there. Just get the gun out. We don't want to. Ready? Ready when you are. Good championship Sunday morning, folks, from Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. We have some more playoff hockey heading your way here in the CSDHL at the wonderful Recplex up here in southeast Wisconsin. It only makes sense that we're here in the Badger State. We hear a little bit of jump around. Looks like these two teams certainly ready to do just that. We have a triple slate here of playoff hockey action alongside Steve Taylor. I'm Andy Diedrich. Starting with the Bantam Red 1 division, the championship will go between the Crystal Lake Yellowjackets and the Affton Americans. Steve, you got to see some of these guys down at ice level before they skated out. What'd you see down there, and are they ready?
Both teams, it was all business. Eyes front, watching the Zam go back and forth on the ice, preparing the surface, the battlefield that they were going to deal with out here. Eyes front, not looking at each other, not looking back up at the parents, not looking over to the concession stand, just focused on the next game. You win this one, you're hoisting the trophy.
Two best words in sports for a lot of people, playoff hockey. The tail of the tape, how these teams got here. We will start with the Crystal Lake Yellowjackets. 14 wins, 6 losses in regular season play. Good enough to finish as the second seed heading into the playoffs. Winners of the Red 1 Bracket 2. They went 3-0 in their round-robin matchups this past week. 4-0 win over St. Peter's, an electric overtime win over the Falcons, 5-4, and a 4-1 win against Indy Fuel to punch their ticket here today. What do we like from the Yellowjackets, and what do you expect from them and their championship performance?
Yellowjackets have set the tone so far. They are a really solid team, and they're led by their captain, Weisman. Weisman with the overtime winner to get back into this tournament. They were not going to be stymied by the Falcons earlier in the day. Now, the real story for the Yellowjackets, though, is their goaltender, their netminder, Emily Whalen. A beautiful performance, keeping her team in this tournament. A phenomenal performance in their last outing. Just letting in one, and really sticking it to the Indy Fuel to find their way to Championship Sunday.
Across the rink from them, though, stands tall the Affton Americans, 11-8-1 in the regular season, finishing as the 4 seed, arguably the hottest team in this playoffs, however. 3-0 in their round on the Bracket 1 side of the Bantam Red 1. 3-1 win over the Sabres, 7-4 over Glenview, and 4 goals in the third period lifted them over the favorite to win it all, Peoria, winners 6-2 in that one.
We talk about the captain in white. We can also talk about the captain in red. It was a tie game. We had this on SBS yesterday. We'll go to the PA announcer, and I'll tell you more about the Affton Americans.
We're going to start by calling out each lineup for the visiting Affton Americans. Number 31, Alex Simos. 61, Caden Parks. Number 4, James Wagner. 41, Charlie Lynn. 79, Chris Oved. Number 8, Freddie Taylor. 29, Gavin Strumbaugh. 75, O'Hare Norman. 42, Landry Dix. And sit back in the hotel room, number 95, Liam Bryant. Number 19, Liam Webb. Number 27, Michael Chartero. 85, Michaela Canetto. 37, Miles Opperman. 51, Owen Shine. 67, Reed Smith. And goalie number 59, Zane Pruitt. Affton is coached by Ryan Webb and Ryan Lynn. And now, your home team, Crystal Lake Yellowjackets. Number 2, Reed Williams. Number 3, Rudy Gallivan. Number 6, Michael Sajak. 11, Jane Leon. Number 12, Ryan Glenn. Number 17, Connor Brookbank. '27, Kay Lombard. Number 28, Emily Whalen. Number 29, Owen Trellini. Number 68, Carter Tomaszewski. And 71, Miles Garner. 82, Luke Caminante. 83, Jackson Miller. 86, Parker Seaver. 88, Connor Barwick. 91, Casey Weisman. And 95, Kane Frank. And leading the Yellowjackets, head coach, Rob Matassa. Assistant coach, Marcini Stejcek. Will you all please stand now for the playing of our national anthem?
An incredible rendition of our national anthem.
Severe Lee and Glenn Reddy. Let's play hockey.
Let's play hockey indeed. If you're just joining us, welcome in, folks. It's the Bantam Red 1 Championship here in the CSDHL between the Affton Americans and the Crystal Lake Yellowjackets. It's only right we hear America's national anthem when a team named the Americans is playing. Steve, before with those introductions, you were talking about these Affton Americans. Fourth in the Bantam Red 1. What do you like out of the Americans who went 2-1 against their counterparts, the Yellowjackets, in the regular season?
So the Affton Americans had a really interesting game yesterday that we showed here on SBS, and it was tied against the Peoria Mustangs until the third period. Knotted at 2, you look to your captain. Taking the face-off right now is Captain Freddie Taylor. He had a goal and lifted his team to a 6-2 win. 3 of those goals in the third period came in the first minute and a half.
Taylor and the Americans looking for a stronger start this time, and with that, we are off and running from the Blue Rink here at the Recplex in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. Controlling first was the Yellowjackets, now flipping to the neutral zone. Taylor's out there with a good stick on it. Lind is one of his defensemen, but it's the Yellowjackets up. Michael Sajak had a pair of goals yesterday when we saw him. Puck's in the middle, but it's intercepted. Heading the other way, Landry Dix, a goal yesterday in his showing. We got to see the Affton Americans, as Steve previously said, in that Peoria matchup. We were fortunate enough to see the Yellowjackets twice yesterday, Steve, both in the Falcons' overtime win and that impressive late-game push against the Indy Fuel.
It was a privilege. We got a real understanding of what kind of game the Yellowjackets play, and it starts with their defense. Carter Tomaszewski on the back line. An incredible performance in all of his games. Every time I saw him, he was where he needed to be on the defensive line.
When Shine fired a one-timer in, but it was blocked well by the Yellowjackets. Seeing a fair amount of scoring when these teams get together. Here's a shot for the Affton Americans to start. But the first save, likely of many, for Emily Whalen. Tell us a little bit about the woman between the pipes for the Yellowjackets, Steve.
Emily Whalen, foundation of this team, a brick wall in the pipes. Oh my goodness. It's been a privilege to get 2 games to watch her just put on an absolute performance. Emily, check out the channel. Check out your highlight reel. Oh, and we're going to see some more of it today.
We'll need a big performance from Whalen. Was big enough to stop the Indy Fuel, one of the top teams in the league, especially when it comes to offense. You look at that Falcons game, 4 goals surrender, but really, how many more could there have been without some pretty impressive saves? As another one is notched for Whalen right there.
And it was really, that game started with the grit of the Falcons. We saw them in our nightcap. They ended up with in a 2-goal deficit and ended up coming back and winning that game 3-2.
Parks kicked it to Shine. Shine wanted to play off the boards in. Affton unable to get it back in. Now they'll retreat and try and set up an offense. Both teams keeping the same line out. Liam Webb will skate off for Affton, as well as Shine. Coming on for them, it's Lemire Dermer, as well as Michaela Knittel. Now off the boards, chance for Carter Wiesman. Wants to keep his scoring ways prolific as they have been. Right now, time on attack in this young championship game of Bantam Red 1, all favoring the Americans. Waiting patiently for Dermer on that far side was Alan Brand. Apologies, folks. Your favorite play-by-play commentator here forgot to start the clock. There is 11:33 and counting here in the first period. We will be better at that going forward. We're just so excited to bring you playoff hockey. I know Steve over here is just shaking in his boots, quite literally.
Oh, it's going back and forth. I'm just staring, trying to see what's going to happen next. It's an exciting game so far. We're only 3 minutes in.
Sometimes nothing has to happen at all for hockey to be exciting, and well on our way to that right now. Cleared. Referee puts the hands up. First icing call, second stoppage of the game, just under 3 minutes in.
Michael Sajak, another solid performer for the Yellowjackets. He's living a little bit in the shadow of Wiesman, but honestly, a great performance. He notched 2 in the first game against the Falcons.
We'll see what Affton can do with it as the Yellowjackets are able to get it past the blue line. We talk a lot about Emily Whalen in net for the Yellowjackets. Have to give the flowers to Zane Pruitt after his performance that we saw yesterday against Peoria, who normally blows teams out of the water. Pruitt stood tall in that goal. Pruitt,
another highlight reel game that you can watch here on SBS. Pruitt, every time he was challenged, he rose to the challenge. A real solid goaltender. Keep an eye on him. We'll see if the Yellowjackets can put him through his paces tonight. or should I say this morning. Beautiful 10:45 a.m. here in Pleasant Prairie.
It's been a long weekend of hockey, Steve. I think the players, the fans, and us, I think we can excuse ourselves on this one. I'm not quite sure, though. We'll see if they hold it against us in the YouTube chat. Once again, feel free to chime on in, root on your favorite teams, tell us how we're doing, good or bad. We accept constructive criticism, or just tell about your favorite hockey memory. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday morning. We got some more coming this afternoon. The Bantam Red 2 and Red 3 championship games coming up shortly after this one. Going to be maybe 10 minutes apart. So stick with us here on Sports Broadcast Solutions. Whalen, a trio of saves, kicks it to Tomaszewski. He's got a big frame. There's a reason he plays the defensive position for this Yellowjackets team, and they're off and running with a 2-on-1. Sajaks flanked by Williams. Defended by Lynn. To Williams! Off the post. Great positioning, however, from Pruitt.
Pruitt made sure he arrived to the rink on time. Timely save.
Webb defended by Trevelini. Webb's one of the speedy skaters. Sure, his head coach, his father, would say much of the same. Out and around, still kept in. Lynn's there. Williams, who just had the shot on goal, gets it to Wiesman. Flip it back. Sajaks in isolation. Reed Smith defense. Smith's got a good touch. Flips it back around. It's always those big defenders. You have them in there. They look like they're supposed to be enforcers. But the touch that some of these guys have on both teams is truly impressive.
Sometimes you put your best skaters on defense, actually. You want to make sure that you can control the back line just the same as you're trying to get some offense going. As we see the Yellowjackets try to do just that.
Pinball action off the boards, heading out Lynn and Smith. And that passed too many lines. Icing stops the clock at 9:08. Flashing back to the regular season, we mentioned this already. Affton taking two out of the three games, against the Yellowjackets in the regular season. They did have a doubleheader, both 2 games in the same day against one another. They split that. When you add in the 4-1 win to start the season back in December, Affton has the advantage, but none of that matters now in this playoff situation. Kind of weird to have those 2 games in one day, Steve.
It's not common, but Affton is actually located in and around the St. Louis metro area, so they're going to be traveling more for their games, which is a significant effect, unlike Crystal Lake. It's an opportunity there.
Definitely a long try for these Affton Americans. Whalen's going to glove that one. Clock stops halfway through the 8-minute mark.
With Crystal Lake being located in the Chicagoland area, as are most of the teams that we've seen in this tournament, there are a couple notable exceptions in the Indy Fuel and the Affton Americans.
Far face-off circle. Call that a win for Affton. They keep it in. Dix had it wrestled away from him by Trevelini. Another one of those two-way players. A goal yesterday, but a lot more brewing for him on the defensive end. The captain, Wiesman, slipped right by the defense momentarily, but Affton doing a good job of limiting these shots on goal and really anytime having to defend it in their own zone.
Taylor going to the bench right now. You're seeing a little frustration. He's really proud of his defense for being able to stand strong and shut down these opportunities before they get to be real shooting opportunities. But he's a little frustrated that his defense just seems to be firing it down the ice, ending up with an icing and ending up back in their own end.
Certainly with Taylor, his pair of goals yesterday that we saw, wants to keep firing shots on goal. We said that's the way to win at this level. When at this pedigree, maybe quality starts to be a factor too. How patient do you want to be? Patience not going to be an issue here for Stremlau. Shoots, rebound, miss on the stick when the redirect, the follow-up, I should say, will count as another save for Whalen. Icing's going to mean it's coming back, but still, some fireworks as soon as we said where are the shots on goal.
An incredible opportunity. Stremlau, great vision to find his partner out there. Just couldn't quite get a handle on the pass, couldn't get a great shot off, and Emily Whalen notches another save.
Kane Fran going over and giving a fist bump to Whalen in net, maybe saying, our defense wasn't top tier that time, but thanks for having our back. We got you next time. Let's see what they can do with Affton still on the attack. That puck's flicked all the way out. Reed Williams pursuing on defense. Heading back to start up some sort of offensive attack against the forecheck, Chance Wagner. Wagner saucer pass, skated, and now controlled by Stremlau. He gets to his right again. 3-on-1. Stremlau on his right side. Shot goes high and wide. Whalen might have gotten a stick on it. That puck bounces all the way past the blue line, which means it's a breakaway the other direction. Shot is redirected and then gloved. Great defense. Means another save for Pruitt. Parker Seaver's shot. I'm not sure who that was. I believe Michaela Knittle's the one that got her stick on it.
It was actually Chance Reed that got the stick on it, able to limit the scoring opportunity. Knittle just gets a little beat as she tries to pinch in.
It's a thing. It's more of a slingshot with a lot of these teams in the way they play their offense. If you get a good-looking spot going down, you miss that shot, it comes off. It's real quick going the other way, too, in the fast break.
Another opportunity right there. Weisman right there in the center. Who else?
Trivellini one-timer from the blue line, scores!
Just got done mentioning it. It's Weisman, the redirect. Trivellini knew he had his captain there, just looking for the redirect. Weisman makes no mistake. It's 1-0.
This is not the first time we've seen a one-timer turn into a goal for these Crystal Lake Yellowjackets. This time, we're going to give that assist off a nice feed in there for the Yellowjackets. That one coming off the stick of Owen Trivellini. He's had his hand in more than a couple goals, whether his name's in the stat sheet as the scorer or the assister. The important thing, the Yellowjackets play in this title game from in front.
We talked a little yesterday about how at this level, you're trying to still kind of figure out who you are, both as a person and as a player. Trivellini already setting himself as a solid offensive defenseman. He's able to assist, he's able to shoot. He had a goal in the first matchup against the Falcons yesterday. Oh, he's just a great player.
No need to restrict yourself to a single niche, especially at this level. Trivellini, another from the point, bounces it back. Smith had his stick on it behind the net. Now it'll get wrapped around back to Trivellini. He's playing near the point of this near side. Over Barwick, back and forth. Now slipping by Overby. Gets it to his teammate Dermer. Now fed in, but this time it's Crystal Lake putting their foot on the gas. Sajak so slippery the way he skates. Agility of Sajak boding well early, but right now Affton has a chance to get it out. Let's see if they do. Tomaszewski, past Dermer. We're going to wrap it around halfway through the first period. Still the lone goal coming off of the redirect from Weisman. Back to neutral ice. What can the Yellowjackets set up? Tomaszewski gets by a falling skater. Drop, but still save. Pruitt will glove it. Clock stops. 5:45. There's Pruitt. That's what we expected from him. Hard save earlier on the redirect, but that is what we're coming to expect in more of a pitcher's duel, if you will.
Absolutely. This is definitely still a goalie's matchup. Don't let the score fool you. That was a redirect. It's hard to follow it when it's shot from the blue line, let alone if it's redirected right out in front.
Winning that face-off, number 82, Luke Abenati. So I keep saying Carter Tomaszewski's name as he skates to the point, but there's a chance inside for the Yellowjackets. Saved by Pruitt, near post. Still loose. He got his keister on it, looked like, but then scored! Number 83, Jackson Miller, hasn't had a goal yet in the playoffs. What a time to get your name on the scoreboard.
Just showing off the hockey IQ. He knew that Pruitt was just sprawling to try and make a save, ends up redirecting off of his own pad. It's 2-0.
You see fans and even coaches alike upset at some people playing the goalie position for freezing the puck, maybe more often than they should. Maybe that's a big reason why. These rebound chances for the Yellowjackets, the relentless push from them, boding well. A 2-goal lead here in the first period.
It's not easy to make a save. It's not easy to make the first save. When you get a hang of it and you practice like these kids do, it does get a little easier, but it's even harder when you leave it on the doorstep. You give up those redirects. You give up those rebounds. That's when things get harder.
The Americans back against the wall. Of course, win or go home. Winner lifts the trophy. Loser is runner-up. Americans, couple of hard-fought games in these playoffs. Of course, we've seen them shine in the third period, most importantly. Still looking for a strong start to bounce back. Stremlau fed it in and wrapped around with the backhand to Webb. Webb in the center. Off shine skate. He had a chance in the slot. Parks to chase. He'll deliver a hit, but is unable to keep it in.
We're going to talk about that game of inches. That was a close one. Stremlau bringing it in.
Stremlau to his left, backhand shot, saved by Whalen. Still loose behind the net. Looks like it was on the cage, and that's exactly where it'll sit as the whistle is blown.
You want to beat a team like this, you got to knock them out. You're going to have to bring a better shot. That was a decent shot. You're going to have to bring a better one against Emily Whalen.
Understandably, a line change from both teams. So now in there fronting the Americans' offense. In the face-off circle, Captain Taylor. He's out there with Wagner, joined by Landry Dix, as well as teammates Petker and Knittel. Taylor in open space, 2 defenders in front, gets to his left, wanted to get a backhand, but an impressive touch in there. Carter Tomaszewski, PA announcer had trouble saying his name, but we're going to have to say it a couple more times if he keeps it up.
What am I saying about Carter Tomaszewski? Just a smart play, using the body, pushing him to the outside. Taylor's a dangerous player. If you give him the shot, he'll take it, and he'll score. Tomaszewski says absolutely not.
About 3.5 minutes left, coming off Barwig. Back on for him is Connor Brookbank. Subbing at Connor for a Connor. Dix's shot blocked by Tomaszewski, getting that big frame inside. Wagner from the point, redirect off the skate. Tomaszewski always into the passing lanes in the trajectory of these shots as well, it seems. Him and the Yellowjackets defense get it out to neutral ice.
Just an onslaught from the Americans, and they're not done yet.
Taylor calling for that one, I think, as you were alluding to, Steve. Just bouncing over his stick, though. Once again, we talk about they're at the skill level where they're just maybe 1 or 2 inches away from connecting on so many more of these one-timers and outlet passes. This
is what's going to change when they turn the corner at the next level. It's a close one here as Knittel trying to keep it in.
Taylor stifling defense in the corner, pushes Lombard up against the wall. Reversing to the near side Dix, but playing the point quite well still is Owen Trivellini. He likes this near side of the point. It's where he had his first assist. Rooney Gallivan has it wrestled away, and now off and running the Americans. Shot, gloved and saved. Emily Whalen flashing the leather.
So you can already see the frustration there from Sharma Taro. Oh my goodness. Emily Whalen flashing the glove. She's really locked in now. She's set in the crease. Might hear some stick taps from Pruitt. Just real always recognizes real.
No one appreciates a good goalie, not just the teammates, but probably the opposing goaltender, if anything. Sharmatero stays out there as Affton looks, navigating, nice set of moves, getting inside into the crease. That puck's around the net, almost went near post. Stremlau. Backhanded to Lynn. Referee says it's still in. Fans disagree. The Yellowjackets clear it anyway. No one touches that. Icing will stop the clock at 2:06.
Just a nifty move by Gavin Stremlau. Oh my goodness, we'd be showing that all day, every day if he had connected on that goal. Oh my gosh, like the puck was on a string.
At this level even, so many wizards with the puck, savants, whatever sort of term you want to call them, shamans. All right, that's about all I have. The thesaurus is not in front of me. It's in front of Steve, unfortunately. But still, the skill level of these players, despite being so young in their career, has been nothing short of tremendous.
Trivellini with the chase. Oh, and he'll take one from Webb.
Webb was with the hit up against the boards. No call. Believe it was just a good, clean hockey hit. Fed in on a backhand from Sajak. They'll keep the same group out there. Now softly hit puck stolen by Wiesman. Wait, this one in neutral ice. Steve, what do you see?
That's always a weird one where you see the numbers, but it was a last-minute turn by Trivellini. He didn't really give himself up, and he seems to be, skating just all right. We want to make sure these kids stay safe. Opportunity.
Sharmatero pays it forward. Didn't get his first shot in. The second one cracks things open for Affton. They've cut their deficit to 1.
That's what happens when you keep the pressure up. Right place, right time. Sharmataro, oh my gosh. Being in the right spot. That's how it pays off. Gotta let it rip. Looks like beat Emily Whalen on the right side, her right side. Just over the stick.
Crashing the net tends to pay off if you're a team looking to get back into a game on offense. And when you get a puck behind the net, as another save is made from Whalen off the fiery one-timer coming from Dermer. but getting behind that net, feeding in those players charging through the slot, usually a recipe for success.
It has been so far for the Americans. It was bound to pay off at some point. They've just had the foot on the gas.
Kept in with a nice glove and the save from Sajak, but the one keeping it in there to keep this possession going was Owen Shine. To his right, Overby. Taps it in, no one's home, but going to help collect. And looking to try and collect there was Brand, but it was batted out by the Jackets defense. The Jackets at Crystal Lake still getting it in. Affton now flipping the script with some time on attack. Bouncing puck behind the net as we're under 40 seconds remaining. Parks, swing and a miss, defended by Barwig. Friend, off of his stick to Tomaszewski. Navigates through some defense. This score holds. We do have some offensive fireworks to start, but still anybody's game, which is honestly the two things I think you need for a great hockey game.
Absolutely. Connor Barwig out there right now. He had a couple yesterday in the clinching game against Indy. Keep an eye out for him. He'll be right in front of the net.
Lombard subs in and almost had that one on his stick. 4 seconds remaining. One more chance for Affton. Nothing brewing down on that far side. 2-1, the Yellowjackets lead over the Affton Americans, who look to have a late push in that first period. What else, Steve? I mean, it's championship hockey. What else could you ask for? We got a close game.
We spotlighted Emily Whalen in the pregame, and she's already shown that she's the reason the team is in this. She's going to be put through her paces. We still got 28 more minutes of hockey, at least.
Thanks for sticking with us, folks. We got a whole lot more playoff hockey coming your way here on SBS.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, nonstop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team wherever you want, 24/7. More stories.
Unstoppable.
More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
Home is more than a place. It's full of the people and moments that matter most. Providing for loved ones, expanding your horizons, or simply living the life you love. With all you have to protect, choose insurance you can count on, so you can experience more of what you live for. Country Financial. Experience more.
$14 minutes down, a fresh 14 to come here on the Blue Rink, the Recplex in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin. I'm Andy Diedrich alongside Steve Taylor, bringing you this championship matchup of the CSDHL Bantam Red 1 Division. Have a lot more championship hockey coming, which we'll tell you about soon, but got to get right back to the action, Steve. What have you liked from both teams who seemingly are trading punches early in this one on offense?
Honestly, it's just been a back-and-forth matchup. You're seeing Affton get some great opportunities, but what opportunities the Yellowjackets are getting, they're dominating. They're taking advantage of. They're really profiting, and they've got 2 goals to show for it. One on a little bit of a weird bouncer off the back of the from the back of the cage. It bounced in off of Pruitt, and one off of just a sweet dish. A redirect.
Batted out by the Americans. That goal scorers for the Yellowjackets, Jackson Miller and Casey Wiesman. As for the Americans, didn't get his first shot to go, but the second one on the follow-up counted. Michael Charmatero joins the party. That'll be a clock stoppage a minute in as the puck's frozen by who else but Pruitt. Those other championship games we mentioned also be broadcasted here on Sports Broadcast Solutions YouTube channel. The Bulldogs and the Ice Dogs in Bantam Red 2. That puck's scheduled to drop at noon. It's going to follow this game by maybe 10 minutes or so stick with us regardless. And we didn't get to see a lot of Bantam Red 3. We're going to see it after that, though. Chance for the Americans. Puck goes wide. Fans incredulous how that one didn't go in. That might have hit a post, Steve.
Charmatario just couldn't quite get a handle on it and get a good shot off. Emily Whalen, who will take anything she can get, but doesn't need any help, we'll take that.
Certainly at this point, neither of these goaltenders, Whalen on the Yellow Jacket side or Pruitt over on the opposite side for Affton, need any introduction.
Both teams understand what this game means and understands how important it is both to themselves and to the rest of the teams. So you're going to see some frustration maybe mount here down the stretch if one team finds themselves in a hole. And that hole doesn't have to be very deep. We've already seen some physicality from both captains, Wiesman and Taylor.
Back out near the point, bounce but kept in by Lind. Softly hit off the chest of the defending Luke Abernathy. Strum now retreats. Got to be careful. The forecheck pressure delivered by Abernathy might wrestle it away. And a swing and a miss does do that indeed. Severs with a swing and a miss of his own. Deep breaths from both teams as they're trying to navigate now what turns into be an offensive chance on the other end for the Yellow Jackets, flipping this possession on its head. Redirect up, hits the net, clock will stop. 11:37. We said this is the Bantam Red 1 championship, the Red 2 championship, as aforementioned. The Bulldogs is the Ice Dogs, scheduled at noon. 1:40 Central Time, Mammoth versus Northbrook for the Bantam Red 3, which we didn't get to see any of yesterday, so I'm really excited to see yet some more young prospect talent.
Only thing better than playoff hockey is more playoff hockey.
How about 8 games of it? Would you ever do that? That'd be crazy, right, Steve?
That would be insane, huh?
Inside, swing and a miss. Puck loose in the crease, wisely gathered. We'll call it probably a dozen saves or so for Zane Pruitt.
Excellent challenge there by Owen Shine, really just disrupting Wiesman. You don't want to leave him on the doorstep like that and give him the opportunity. So the good tie-up by Owen Shine.
Captain on captain in the face-off circle, Wiesman v. Taylor. Had to skate to the referee for a moment there. Taylor grabs it from Sajak. He'll take it himself. Wants it all. Almost had it too, but bounces and will just sit on that back of the net in front of Whalen.
Just a little too high. The captain's trying to take charge, and you can't fault him for that, but you got to look. If you take a little extra time and look to your teammates, you might have better opportunities that unfold.
Good shots beget good shots, and even if it's not a great shot, a good shot still might get you another puck in the back of the net. We don't need to tell you, folks. Those are pretty important in a title game, and maybe we're going to get one here. Here's a shot for the Jackets. Bar down, but out. Are you kidding? Follow-up chance saved by Pruitt with the glove. Successfully cleared. The Yellow Jackets wanted that one back, inches away from extending their lead.
Zane Pruitt. Oh, my gosh. Incredible glove save.
That first shot off the bar was from Connor Barwig, and I believe the follow-up attempt was from Kulentis, the defenseman. Barwig with another shot, redirects, shoots, scores! I'm going to give it to this one on you, Steve.
Wiesman is second of the game. Barwig, just the vision. There was some battle over in the corner between Shine and Wiesman able to draw a penalty, get away from it. It looked like it was going to be a delayed call, but before Whalen can even start making it towards the bench, Wiesman just buries it.
I think this just speaks to the notion you were just talking about, where even if the shot isn't the most 10 out of 10 quality you've ever seen, it can create other chances, other openings. Just a little bit of a cracked door can lead to a shot. Keeping the foot on the gas there might lead to some more returns here for the Yellow Jackets. A shot from Reed goes right into the grasp and will be frozen. 10-12 on the clock. But still, for the Yellow Jackets, the damage was done early in the second.
Oh, absolutely. They're off to a great start in the second, but one thing you want to keep an eye on for the Affton Americans, I've noticed that it looks like they're running a 1-3-1 defense. Having just one winger at the blue line doesn't seem to be working too well. That being said, it does benefit because you're trying to get guys lower to try and help out the goaltender. Anything to just disrupt anybody trying to be in the crease like Severs is doing here.
Really patrolling right in front of the crease. On the defensive side was Chance Wagner. We have a Yellow Jacket skater down in front of the nets.
This is unfortunate with Severs down. He was challenging there in the middle. As the Affton Americans drop to make sure he's okay, he'll skate off.
By my eyes, that's number 86 Parker Severs, who showing his toughness as a lot of these players are. Going to skate off under his own power despite looking like being in a lot of pain.
It looked like the sound was really what got me. It sounded like he just really hit his head. I hope he's all right. It looked like he may have been holding something. It might have been his head. I'm thinking it was his head, but at the same time, it's like anytime you fall wrong on the ice, you're not ready for it, it can really take it out of you.
Trading staff going to check on him on the bench. Able to get off under his own power, we said. Wishing the best for Parker Sievers over there. We will get back to the action. Still even strength. Not a penalty called in this one. A bit of a switch up from the games we saw yesterday.
Nice clean game. Just the one delayed call that ended in a Wiesman score, wiping away the penalty before anyone could serve time.
Slow-moving puck through neutral ice. Fed in by the Jackets, but no one's there to help on the offense, so it'll be fed back out to Tomaszewski. Funneled to Lombard under his stick, however. Knittle's going to defend that and backhand it out. Time continuing to tick down in this second period. Again, we see the Americans have explosions of offense in the third. Don't know if that would have happened yesterday against Peoria if they weren't able to at least knot it up in the second beforehand.
Absolutely. It's just the way you can control the flow of the game. But we know they can score in bunches. A 7-4 win over Glenview in their bracket, plus 4 goals in the third period against Peoria. So keep an eye out for the Americans. They're not done quite yet.
Knittle came in from the point to try and keep that one in, unable to do so. Dermers retreating with Overby. Also with them back there is Wagner. Looking to take their time as the Yellowjackets got a line change, and Lombard wanted to get it into Miller, but the unfortunate thing is that's an offsides call.
Miller in the right place, just, not if you want to play the game right. I'm being fun.
Nothing wrong with being fun. Jackson Miller. I think I said this yesterday about a different Jackson. You know he's cool. He spells his name with an X. Looks like the NFL Offensive Player of the Year, Jackson Smith-Njigba.
He's really performing like that as far as the athleticism goes.
He's got a goal today. That offense is there as well.
Top line out for the Yellowjackets with Wiesman, Barwig, and Sajak.
That's really the heavy hitters on that side for the Yellowjackets. Just stopping one of those guys, focusing your defense on one, tall task enough. More than one of them at a time, you got your hands full.
It begets itself. It gets a little bit harder. You got Trivellini here on the left side for the Yellowjackets, and here on the near side, you've got Rooney Gallivan on the blue line.
Wiesman had it in the faceoff circle, now trickles back out to Whalen. Toss it over to the teammates. And it was Owen Trivellini. I feel like Trivellini's been everywhere. If I'm ever not sure who's got the puck as he collects it once again, figuring it's probably just in the possession of number 2-9.
If we do end up seeing the Yellowjackets on a power play, look at Trivellini. He's going to quarterback that power play. He'll set it up.
Dix had it swarmed by these Yellowjackets. Taylor to his right. Wants to go wide through, trickling back through the crease, but no one's there on the opposite side after it deflects off the skate. Taylor's brought down by Wiesman. Team wants a call. They're not going to get one.
It is a physical game, and right now the Yellowjackets seem to be playing it right, as far as the refs are saying anyway.
Dix had it to Opperman. Now skating through his Taylor, backhanded shot, wide, near this far side. Why did it go inside? Still nifty set of moves, however.
Taylor has the ability to have some nifty moves. Played with a high stick, but Sajak recovers, so we'll play on.
Good looking shot from Sajak. Puck wasn't on the stick, however, so it'll trickle back down. Referee says no icing. Play on. Yellowjackets got to be careful now because Affton wants to keep up on the forecheck, and that's exactly what they do. Stealing it away, Stremlau on the left. Feeds it inside, shoots. Webb saved. Whalen. Are you kidding? Yet again, Emily Whalen. Getting tired of saying the name? Not really. In actuality, she's just been that impressive.
Oh my goodness, Emily Whalen. You will just keep saying no. The first goal is way in the rear view at this point. Oh my goodness. Being able to move from right to left for her. Just incredible eyes, incredible vision.
Redirect chance, wanting to crash in for the rebound. Whalen gets the glove on it. 7 minutes flat to go. Probably 15, 18, whatever the number you want to throw in, it saves for Whalen. Not all of them have been super easy either.
She's really been put through her paces, but honestly, consider her for MVP.
Finally back on the other side, Affton. They've been dying for a chance with it. Flipped up into the zone by Carter Tomaszewski. He's been quiet, but that is due to the credit of his offense. Kuletis one-timer. Getting his skates down to deflect that. Had an outlet pass off and running. Webb wanted it. Webb still wants it, but Stremlau has it wrestled away by Severs. Severs is back on the ice after the injury. You fire one in near the point, but it's saved once again. Another save on the far side. Still loose. Puck hits the back. Still playing it off the boards. 2-on-1. Kuletis wanted it. Back out to Charmatero. He's got a goal. This time he's have to play some defense. Puck bounces right at the blue line, but out. So now it has to be reset by the Yellowjackets.
Pruitt's got to be smart. He was looking to cover, but he missed the puck. Ends up playing on. Almost results in another goal for the Yellowjackets.
Crystal Lake's been really good with their sticks so far, so can't pin all the goals on Zane Pruitt. The big thing is, though, the 2-goal deficit seems very mountable in terms of overcoming, but one more goal in the back of the net might put some seeds of doubt in the minds of his teammates.
Well, the Affton Americans are going to have a great opportunity here, ice the puck, so now they're going to be able to put their top line out there, Taylor going to the dot, see if they can challenge Emily Whalen.
It is going to be Taylor in the circle. Out there with Petker, Knittel, Allen Brand, and on that far side, Landry Dix. Pecker's a name we haven't mentioned yet. Preston Pecker opened up the scoring when we first saw the Americans yesterday.
Petker has the ability. He's going to be a silent player for the most part, but not just because he's not performing on the score sheet. He's a really solid guy. He's everywhere he needs to be, and it showed yesterday opening up the scoring.
And there is Pecker! Right on cue! Braxton Pecker cuts the deficit to 1.
You throw it in front of the net, good things happen. Capitalizes off of a redirect. It looked like it went off of Trivellini. Ends up in the back of the net. Whalen was following it, just didn't expect it to bounce like that. And now it's 3-2.
Gotta love when the players on the ice make the commentators in the booth look good. Braxton Petker, we have a game, folks. Yellowjackets want to respond quick. Back in the middle, Wiesman aims, fires under his stick. Still loose, Wiesman follow up, but a great save by Pruitt, loose, and batted all the way out. What a clear from the defense.
Pruitt couldn't quite get his hand on it, but Chance Wagner, always able to rely on your D-man. He'll clear it out of the zone.
Sajak bats it out of there. Brand, now back to Michael Sajak. Both teams looking to catch their breath. A goal on one side, almost maybe 2 or 3 chances at an open net on the other. And Carter Wiesman's got one, wants another. He's got 2, actually, I believe. 2 goals today, Steve?
That's right. Wiesman's got his second. First one off of a redirect. Second one, great feed from Barwig.
The speed of Taylor trying to catch up, and he's going to have an opportunity. Falling skater, Taylor dancing with the puck on the far side. Just passed. Follow-up chance. Landry Dix had a good look. Nothing but daylight in front of him.
One each on both ends. A bouncing puck that doesn't quite go in. One for Wiesman, one for Dix.
Save from Whalen off the blocker, showing the prowess with both sides of her saving ability. Kept in, Landry Dix. Funnels it, save from Whalen off the stick. Follow-up chance, batted back out. Dix has got to get to it before Wiesman does. And there is Dix firing it back in. Now the Yellowjackets will set up. Wiesman off, replacing him, Cade Lombard. Sajak will funnel it in. A little dump and chase as he and looks like Trivellini skate off. Excuse me, that is coming on. That's Ryan Kulentis. Another puck frozen and another save for Pruitt.
Pruitt is really going through his paces. The Yellowjackets are challenging him, and he's really playing smart hockey. He's trying to get the break when he can. He's trying to cover the puck. He's doing the right things. We just got to see if he can lock back in. Only about 17 minutes left in this game.
Dermer against Lombard. Rolling puck, almost off and running with it the opposite direction. Braxton Pecker wanted goal number 2.
One parent and then a slew of parents complaining for a hand pass.
Kulentis waiting. And looks like we're going to have a stoppage. Referee maybe pointing that this could be a penalty.
Miller able to draw the penalty. Trying to get Lemire Dermer just a little out of his head. Or excuse me, not Dermer, it's Smith. It's going to be Reed Smith. I don't know if something was said or if it was just wrong place, wrong time, but it was Jackson Miller able to draw the penalty. And so Reed Smith will sit.
Could be a big blow for this Affton defense, not just because of allowing the Yellowjackets to get a power play. Reed Smith's one of their better defenders, using that big frame to his advantage, still so skilled with the stick, dances on his skates. However, his teammates have a tall order trying to handle 2 minutes with a Yellowjacket power play. But a glove save made to start things off here. That's only 5 seconds in though, Steve. They got a long way to go.
You always want to get the freeze when you can, but only 5 seconds off the clock. Still plenty of power play to go, as you just said.
Keep in mind, for those maybe not familiar with this level of sport, who have watched a lot of hockey, they will call icing if the team on the PK tries to ice it. We spoke at that at length yesterday. I do think, like you said, it makes these kids better.
It definitely puts more challenge on them. It gets them more opportunities on the power play, which is a better developmental idea for the CSDHL. The D is developmental. You really want to get them to understand what a power play is supposed to be. Get established in the zone, get your options, try and move the puck around and get better opportunities. So with the lack, it benefits the offense more than the defense, but it really puts you on the defense and maybe puts you in a better position where you get an idea of how you can ice the puck without icing the puck. Throw it towards the ceiling, get a bounce so it doesn't quite cross both lines.
Well said, my friend. Don't let that developmental word fool you in the CSDHL's name. Top tier 2 league, in the country. I think we're seeing a lot of why that is so far. Halfway through the PK are the Affton Americans. Carter Tomaszewski dishes it to his teammate Owen Trivellini to set something else up on a set piece.
Talk about trying to get set up for a power play. Trivellini trying to be the quarterback, and it'll sail into the bench.
2 minutes flat remaining in the second period. 41 seconds with a man advantage for the Yellowjackets. Again, that was number 67, Reed Smith, visiting the box.
Trivellini's going to stay on, but Friend is going to replace Tomaszewski. And you got the top line back out there. Weisman, Sajak, and Barwig.
Kane Friend, another name to watch out for. Not a big goal scorer being on the defensive side. Had a big one yesterday when they beat Peoria. When they beat the Indy Fuel.
Americans trying to control the play here, and this is one of the best things you can do if you get an opportunity to do so shorthanded, is just keep it in deep, intercept these passes, prevent them from getting over the blue line.
10 ticks left on the PK. It certainly looks like Affton's going to survive that storm of weathering a power play chance for the Yellowjackets. Back to even strength, 118 and counting. Reed Smith exits. Taylor comes on for him. Taylor and Weisman, the captains, continuing to go at it. Far side shot, Sajak rebound chance. Batted out, Barwig once again chasing in. He really wants that goal. He's trying his best to get on the book.
Heads up play by Kniddle, able to break up that opportunity.
The witching hour approaches. The last couple minutes before the final period begins. Teams maybe aren't as aggressive, maybe let up a goal that might cost them, or give them the glory and let them lift the trophy.
That's what they say. The dreaded goals are scored in the first and last minute of the period.
Wish you had the scoreboard go out on one side here at the blue rink at the Recplex. Still working on the other side, hopefully still working on your screens. So we will stick with the action. Action indeed. Barwig, glove save, drop, and then collected. Close to maybe 24 on the day for Zane Pruitt.
Great eyes for Zane Pruitt. Just able to see right through it. No opportunity, no great shot from Connor Barwig, and he's had a lot of them wherever going to go through.
.9 face-off is won by Affton. Reed Smith enters. His penalty did not cost his team, thankfully. Backhanded chance, 2-on-1. The Americans near the face-off circle. Save from Whalen. Off her glove, up and over.
You got to look for the pass on that one. Whalen is just locked in.
Charmatero defended well from the back from Severs. 2 seconds, one last chance. Will not make it there in time. Gloved anyways from Whalen. So a goal from both teams, 3-2. Still in favor of the Yellowjackets. 14 minutes, maybe then some, but still at least 14 minutes remaining on the season. What's the message both these coaches need to be telling those players on their benches?
A pair of goals, one by each side. But Affton's really locked in on defense. One early on, and Affton's immediately turned it around and scored one of their own. They're only down one. Shake it off. You did really well in your last matchup that sent you to this game in the third period. Keep that energy up. You're still going to have your opportunities.
Opportunities will be afoot. Stick with us here on Sports Broadcast Solutions for some more playoff hockey here in the CSDHL.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos.
3-2, the Yellowjackets lead in this title game in the Bantam Red 1 division of the CSDHL. Steve Taylor's going to rejoin us in a second. I'm Andy Diedrich. Thanks again for joining us on Championship Sunday here on Sports Broadcast Solutions. Let's waste no time. Off and running in the third. Controlled by neither team to start at neutral ice still, but now Webb's going to get a first stick on it. First team to get it in the zone, never mind. Kicked back out with a skate. Really impressive stuff with the feet as well from Lind. Hard hit into the boards on the far side. First chance for Affton. They want to get back into this one. A goal would do just that. One-timer flies by the net of Emily Whalen. Probably still the MVP for this game. The Yellowjackets have had some really healthy-looking offense even when they haven't converted.
She's really been a superstar out there, Andy.
Somehow over the hand of Taylor. Batted around. The Yellowjackets maybe had something brewing there. They're going to get a line change instead and make sure that defense is stout.
Charlie Lind on that foot race back there. That's going to be really important. You got to win those 50-50 battles.
Trimlau, face-off circle, far side, feeds it in. No one's in the slot, though. Back out. Smith, saved. Maybe blocked beforehand. Either way, it's Yellowjackets, once again, getting it out of harm's way.
Excellent challenge. Able to shut down Trivellini is Webb for the Americans. Make him have to dump it in.
There is Owen Trivellini wanting to set up the offense. Reed Smith this time on the offensive. Nice set of moves. Real estate. Shoots. Had a strange angle. Went up high anyways.
Emily Whalen's not an exceptionally tall goaltender. She's a great goaltender, but not an exceptionally tall one. So when she's down in the butterfly, there is some space up top. Now, she's going to be able to cover that with her glove for the most part, but I think that's what Smith was looking for. Excuse me. Reed Shine.
Wiesman 1-on-none. Casey Wiesman. Save for Pruitt. Follow up. Score! Casey Wiesman, take a bow. Enjoy your celebration. You've just put your team up 2 goals in the championship's third period.
You need a goal, you look to your captain, and he's done it 3 times so far. That's a hat trick. Casey Wiesman, have yourself a day.
The netting here in the blue rink at the Recplex may be preventing the fans from throwing the hats on there, but I'm sure these Yellowjacket faithful will be more than happy to offer the cap on their head to Casey Wiesman. Impressive stuff from the captain, as you said, Steve. It'd be hard to give him, not give him the MVP, I should say, at this point, despite the prowess of Whalen and Nat looking to make another save here.
They'll bring them both on stage, Whalen and Wiesman, and they'll do a rock, paper, scissors, and whoever wins, that's your MVP.
Affton by no means out of it. They've had strong third periods before. Overby into the zone. Flanked by many defenders. Out to Owen Shine. Far side point, intercepted easily. Just really impressive awareness from Tomaszewski. Reed Williams had a shot on goal earlier. He'll just fire it in. Couple new defenders on the ice for Crystal Lake.
It was Luke Abernathy shutting down that opportunity. Really smart and really good control of the stick, being able to receive a hard shot like that and not let it bounce over, under, or around your stick.
Time is the friend of one team, the enemy of the other. If the Yellowjackets just want to get that puck in deep and away from your own net, if you're the Americans, every single time on attack needs to be yours.
Americans are getting some opportunities, but they really need to keep the puck in the zone as Parks tries to do just that.
Puck still bounces right near the point. Now back off, trying to play the boards with Trivellini. Parks saw it the whole way. Parks double teamed. Leon also playing good defense. Kulentis.
Trivellini might have gotten away with one there, being able to impede the progress of an advancing Allen Brand.
Jaden Leon with Brookbank. He'll fall. Still throws a puck towards the net. It's going to have to be frozen so Brookbank can't get to it. Clock stops 10:41.
Smart play by Pruitt.
Over at the Affton bench, still business as usual, and we said this yesterday for not just them, but more than a couple of these high-achieving teams. Got to keep the head up no matter what the deficit is, because there is no tomorrow. Whether you win or lose, might as well go out of this with your heads held high.
They've given us every reason to be fond of what they're doing so far as Stremlau brings it in, looking to see if he can make a difference.
That's what he tries to do. Rebound chance was there, but Opperman hit it a little wide. Whalen with a good first save.
Those are the ones. Those are the opportunities you're going to lose sleep about. I think I lost a couple last night just thinking about some of the opportunities these kids had.
See if Affton continues to crash the net even harder than they did. That's how Indy got on the board early against the Yellowjackets last time, absolutely crashing the net, having so many avenues to shoot it that even Whalen couldn't keep up with it.
Got to make sure you stay in front of Barwig. He's going to make you pay.
Hey, he almost did there. Shot going just wide. Good job by Pruitt to get out there, get his presence big and wide. Centering, middle, chance. Kulentis feeds in, just by the near post.
Who else? It was Connor Barwig on that opportunity as Webb takes it the other way.
More slingshot action, all the way deep one way, all the way deep another. Pass out of the reach of the trailing Charmatero. That was Stremlau, excuse me.
Webb showing why he wears the A, that vision, being able to know that he has a guy out there, draw all three defenders, and if that pass had connected, we might have a closer game.
4-2, Crystal Lake Yellowjackets leading the Affton Americans in this Bantam Red 1 championship. Another break, Michael Sajak. Can he play hero one more time? But it's a great steal. A solid stick in there from Michaela Knittel. One of the thankless heroes of this back line for Affton.
Michaela Knittel, really solid defensewoman, but really solid player. Just able to really lock in, stop them at the blue line, challenge the puck she needs to challenge, get in front where she needs to be. She's playing a solid game, but it's a thankless job being a defenseman. Not quite as thankless as maybe being a goaltender, but Emily Whalen's been proving us wrong there.
Quite the girl power on both sides, truly. No matter what team wins, I think humanity wins out here.
Absolutely. One thing that I'm noticing is that Taylor seems to be trying to do it himself. He got into a little bit with Wagner before Wagner got off the ice. Just a little bit of a miscommunication when he was trying to take it in, as Taylor was trying to take it in. Ends up running into his own guy, just not really aware of his other players out there. You might consider, if you're head coach Ryan Webb for the Americans, you might consider calling your timeout a little early to see if you can reset the mindset for some of these kids.
Great point to bring up, Steve. Both teams get a one 60-second timeout per game. It's use it or lose it. Most teams choose to use it late when they need a reset. Whalen goes up high and grabs it for yet another save, which we've said probably close to 30 times today.
Nice little swimming motion. She can already feel like her name's going to be put on that trophy. It's so close you can taste it, but 8 minutes before that final buzzer. Nothing's over yet.
Webb and Wiesman in the face-off circle. Weaseled out of there by Wiesman. Barwig played it off the boards to himself. Lind intercepts to Stremlau. Seeing a lot of action. Reed Smith, who again, that big defenseman, he visited the box earlier, but that powerful one-timer he's used to score on before, they like getting it to him on that back line. Maybe it's not how teams expect Affton to score on them, but it's what's worked for them so far. Maybe
a bit of a missed call on Barwig as Webb gets an opportunity as Whalen turns it away. Maybe a missed call. Barwig kind of using his stick to chop some wood there.
Getting chopped down there, indeed, is Reed Smith, and there's going to be a Yellow Jacket skater down as a result of that play. I believe that's Barwig. Connor Barwig, number 88.
I hope he's all right. Now, talk about the way he was chopping with his stick, but really what he's doing is just trying to interfere with the defense, which is, allowed if the defense has the puck, and they did at the time. He's playing solid defense, and now I hope he's okay. Yellow Jackets are really going to miss him if he's not.
We're going to check on Connor Barwig. We're going to pause for a moment with 7:22 remaining in this championship game. The Yellow Jackets lead the Americans 4-2 on SBS.
When you fire up Big Ten Plus, you get more game, nonstop, around the clock. More live games you won't see anywhere else. More access to your team wherever you want, 24/7. More stories.
Unstoppable.
More highlights. More big-time playmakers. Plus, catch up to 4 games at once so you'll never miss more shots, spikes, and scores. Download the Big Ten Plus app today. It's always game on.
Connor Barwig getting back to his skates and getting over to the bench. Looks to be a little shaken up, but he will be okay.
He was favoring his right leg. I don't know that we'll see him anymore for the 7 minutes and 22 seconds left in this game, but I hope he's all right. He's been playing a solid game. He's got a couple assists so far. Really, have yourself a tournament. I hope he's all right.
His Yellow Jackets team still leading 4-2 over the Affton Americans. Bantam Red 1 championship. Red 2 and Red 3 championships to follow here on SBS. So if you want some more playoff hockey, you're in the right place, folks. Affton trying to search to cut this deficit back to 1. Owen Shine fed it in there deep. Stremlau up the chase. Now falling down, Charmatero trying to play center slot. Parks keeps it in. Defended by Williams. Going back and forth behind the net.
Trivellini just trying to protect his crease and help out his goaltender as Webb trying to make a presence.
Charmatero wanted another redirect. He's been really good at that. Not a huge frame, but a great stick. Parks, one-timer save from Whalen. Clock stop, 6.5.
It's always a mixed bag when you have someone in the center of the net. Someone in the crease. The point of that is to make sure to take the eyes away from the goaltender, see if you can get something in there. But when you're shooting it from the blue line, you almost need someone there in the center to take the eyes away from the goaltender. Otherwise, you've got a full second to be able to locate the puck before it ends up in your glove.
I think Affton was due for a line change anyway. They get 5 new skaters on the ice, but how important is it to have fresh legs out there, even though time is not fully of the essence? It's not time to mount full desperation mode, but 6.5 minutes, and you got to get more than 1 goal. Why not have some fresh skaters out there?
You got to play a team game if you want to have a chance here. It's really tough because you get the puck. We talk about puck luck. You get opportunities, and that's based on like what kind of luck you end up having at opportunities. But you can't just stay out there for 2-3 minute shifts and hoping for the best. You really have to get the fresh legs on the ice, let your teammates score if they're in the position, and trust them. Just make sure to lean on your team.
So many key contributors on both sides. Who will step up in the waning minutes of this one as we're under 6 minutes remaining in the Bantam Red 1 championship. Shove in front of the bench over there. Referee says, I don't know if he's making a call. I believe he is making a call, Steve.
Let's see what he has to say. Looks like it was a little bit of contact, and the ref's trying to get back control of this game, it looks like. Never mind, that's an offsides call.
The way the fans reacted, it certainly seemed like there was a penalty, the way they were delighted or upset at it, but an offsides call, not the worst thing in the world if you are Affton. It does stop the clock.
Seemed as though they were looking for some vindication after the injury to Barwig.
Do see Barwig still on that bench over there, sitting alone. Still, he's sitting upright. It's a good sign, being checked on still. See if we have any sort of update to give you on the broadcast, but for now, seems to be in good spirits. Think it'll help if this Yellow Jackets team can hold their 4-2 lead.
You already know he's going to really want to be back on the ice for the championship.
Stremlau wanted to go near side, roundabout, didn't go. Lind just kept in. Fans disagree. Stremlau backhands it into Opperman.
I guess when you get seats right on the blue line, you can be a linesman.
That's the instant replay they're going to. Throw the challenge flag.
We'll call Toronto tomorrow.
Redirect goes wide, under 5 minutes remaining. Frustration starting to mount, maybe desperation beginning to show for Affton. Puck to the middle, no one's home. Lind, one time, save from Wayland.
You got to talk to each other out there. Just a miscommunication between Smith and Webb.
Stremlau, nice set of moves. He'll have a little wrister, blocked. Rebound, Webb, wanted to backhand it. Now the puck's rolling out to the blue line and gotten out of it successfully by Reed Williams.
Lind, just a smart play to hold back and make sure to keep the puck in front of him. You don't have to pinch every single time. He created another opportunity there as Weisman takes it back.
Yellowjackets had to stop there. Now Carter Weisman wants another one, and he does! Carter Weisman! On Championship Sunday, the big players come to play. Carter Weisman, etch your name in the history books.
Every goal, just another stitch in that C on his chest. Carter Weisman. What else is there? Just say the name.
5-2, the Yellowjackets lead with just 4 minutes, 12 seconds remaining. Until they can hold this lead, they will lift the Bantam Red 1 trophy. Going back to that play, the Yellowjackets actually were caught off guard a little bit with their substitutions and after getting the offensive chance. So how did they get a one-on-one on the other end, Steve?
Weisman just has that hockey IQ. We talked a little bit yesterday about how maybe some of these younger players are choosing their jersey number based on their favorite player. Number 91 with a C on the front, that's John Tavares. And he's playing like it. Just a big hockey IQ to know where the puck is, being able to push it ahead, and just find your way around the defender.
So while the action is over here after that offsides call going against Affton, we will continue to pay attention on the other side to the man in the net, Zane Pruitt, on if and when he's going to skate off the ice as the Americans grasp at some straws to try and get back into this one.
4 minutes left, down 3. Don't ever consider it over. You still have to play like you really want to win this game, which is not surprising. I know everybody on the ice wearing red really wants to win this game. But you still have to play like you still have a chance, because you do. Until that final buzzer sounds, until they actually start etching names into that trophy, it's not over.
Fought on the far boards and kicked. Afton with a chance. Nifty set of moves. 1-0 up ahead. Can he get the outlet pass? Begging for that puck to head his way was Michael Sajak. With the defense at Jackson Miller a bit too stout, it was going to be hard for him to get that saucer over.
Sajak just showing the eye hand, getting himself in position, knocking that puck down and looking for an opportunity on the back door. Miller trying to find him. Broken up by Parks.
Yeah, him and Miller were great on that forecheck right there. Almost had another 1-2 punch. The defense holding firm. So now Yellowjackets still showing the aggression. More than happy to take time away on attack. On the other end, Landry Dix falls. Nope, there will be a call from the referee actually. Hand goes up. Now some shoving after the whistle. We got a fracas, folks.
You could already kind of see the tensions bubbling up. This one's going to go against Weisman, it looks like. Weisman just taking down Dix as he tries to advance. But there's just a little bit of energy right here. I don't know if there's been any sort of celebrations or any sort of unkind words. I doubt as much, but this was always a chippy game in that there was always a little bit of back and forth between these guys, but it just kind of gets away from you there a little bit. And Weisman already kind of smelling the end of the road here, and he'll sit for 2.
And look who that is on the far side, Steve. Connor Barway re-enters the ice.
He's skating back and forth. I don't know if they're going to put him out there for the last shift of the period, but really good to see him back up on his feet. Really good to see him holding his own weight. He's skating around, climbing over the boards. That's not easy if you're injured. So he doesn't look very injured to me. I'm glad he's all right.
So Casey Weisman enters the box for the Yellowjackets. It's going to be a power play for the Affton Americans with just 3:04 to go with their 3-goal deficits. I think the Yellowjackets bench is going to want a timeout just to set up their defense one more time in this last push for the trophy.
Anything to hold it down, just trying to get to the end of the road here. But a really solid performance by the Yellowjackets, just trying to close it out, not give an inch.
All All right, like we said, power play in the last 3 minutes coming up in this championship game between the Yellowjackets and the Americans here on SBS.
3 or 4 years ago, I noticed that my left hip was hurting. Someone personally recommended a doctor here in town who's with IBJI. Within 12 days, I was walking without a cane, without a walker, without anything, and without pain. That was the big thing.
Illinois Bone and Joint Institute's top orthopedic experts help you move better, live better. For more information, visit ibji.com.
Power play brewing, for the Affton Americans. It's their first time on the man advantage in a while. Sharmatero is going to take it up against Sajak. Down 3 goals. They need a goal sooner rather than later. Maybe leveraging this power play for even more of a man advantage if they want to pull their goalie Pruitt, and that's exactly what they do. And in the nick of time, has to hurry to get it out of there. Just does. Impressive hustle, Braxton Petker. Sajak has an empty net. Seals the deal. 6-2 Yellowjackets. Michael Sajak with the golden goal.
Affton really tried to draw one up. Taylor was over on the near side of the dot during the initial face-off, and Webb back in the defenseman position. They really thought they were going to be able to do something there, and I thought they were too. A diving save looked like by Dermer, to be able to stop the initial chance at the empty net. But the hand-eye coordination of Zajac, I mean, knocking the puck down and getting the opportunity, that's all eye-hand coordination. Keep an eye on that kid.
And as for Affton, was the right call pulling the goalie. You got to go 6-on-4, especially down 3 goals. It's different if the margin of the lead is a little closer. Not a bad coaching decision by any means, just an unfortunate result, truly.
Absolutely, and these are 2 very evenly matched teams. As Sajak looking for another.
One more from Sajak, maybe? Yes, indeed! It's 7-2 Yellowjackets. They're running away with it.
Sajak saw every single goal by Weisman and said, no thanks, I'll have my own. 2 so far.
Every single time we've seen Sajak be the hero and put a goal in the net, it's always coming in sometime late in the third period, whether it's against the Falcons, the Indy Fuel, you name it. Michael Sajak seemingly rises to the occasion here in the third period. I think he might have celebrated a little too hard as he is visiting the box with his buddy Casey Weisman in there.
2 goals, a really solid performance, but unfortunately he's not going to get that third. Start waving goodbye to your opponents, and there it is. That'll earn you 2 minutes in the box for unsportsmanlike at minimum.
So 5-on-3 now for Affton, although they do face a 5-goal deficit suddenly. You know, Steve, kind of a flip of the script from what we saw when it was Affton versus Peoria yesterday, when Affton was the one scoring 4 unanswered in the third to take that game. Important to note, folks, we do have a running clock given the 5-goal margin.
You hate to see it in the championship game, but it is an entire flip of the script. Now, keep in mind, this American team, they were facing the Peoria Mustangs. Now, that was a number 1 team going into the playoffs. So it was really surprising to see a performance that finished like that. Just the same as it's even more surprising to see a performance finish like this. These are 2 evenly matched teams. This is going to be a very interesting finish. A little bit of a kindness done there as Sharmataro does a little bit of some knuckle taps to the Yellow Jacket opponents. But I don't know what was said and what may have resulted in a 2-minute penalty. It looks like we may have some 4-on-4 hockey.
4-on-3, I believe, with still 2 in the box for the Yellowjackets as time now continues to tick.
Indeed so.
You know, Steve, if you had told me there was going to be 3 skaters on the ice for one team and 4 on the other, I would have said that one of the teams get an extra skater in overtime. I did not think this would be the result in either direction, truthfully.
Neither did I. As it goes up into the net, I think someone may have been looking for a delay of game call, but instead we'll get a face-off in the far dot.
And as for the Affton Americans, of course, 11-8-1 in the regular season. I really think their signature win of the year, you know, of course, 3-0 in this playoff round robin over in the first bracket of Bantam Red 1. But that Peoria win, jumping out to a lead, relinquishing it, but then scoring 4 unanswered in the third, as we previously alluded to. That was Affton at their best, and I really hope they still hold their heads high coming out of here.
They've got a lot to be proud of, as this Yellowjackets team was just a lot. And really, it does come back to Emily Whalen, only letting in 2 goals. I mean, how can you really say that it's anybody but Emily Whalen unless you're looking at Casey Weisman with his 4-goal night?
Emily Whalen, probably not just our MVP of this game, but most likely the entire playoffs for the Yellowjackets and company. And now we get some pushing and shoving over there. The time's still ticking off due to the running clock. Referee's going to sort order. But the important statistic, that's going to do it for the Yellowjackets. Throw your sticks, shoot your gloves in the air, dance like nobody's watching. The Crystal Lake Yellowjackets, Bantam Red 1 champions.
Emily Whalen, a Superman celebration. She's got a lot to be proud of. It's a yellow jacket on her chest, but it's a trophy in her hand.
This game was truly controlled by the Crystal Lake Yellowjackets start to finish. Jumping out to the lead, heading into the third period, up 3-2. 4 in a row from them just put it away against the Affton Americans, who had a great season, but ultimately came up short.
Playoff hockey, the reason it's such a fun thing to watch and some of the best words you can ever hear is because of how competitive it is and how hard it is to be successful at it. Being able to string together these 4 wins in 2 days, 3 days, it's incredible. It's not an easy thing to do. It's a huge challenge, and you can see some disadvantages and advantages here where the Yellowjackets played in Pleasant Prairie for their entire playoff situation here, versus the Affton Americans had to make the trip up from Gurney. It's just interesting to see how every little thing kind of plays out and every little thing goes to the next thing. But right now, the folks in white are going to be hoisting a trophy.
Credit to head coach Rob Matassa and his team. We're going to turn it over to the public address announcer here at the Blue Rink at the Recplex for the trophy presentation.
All right. We're going to start off by handing out hats to the Run Affton Americans. Okay? So one at a time. And then get your hat and go through and shake hands, okay? Come on, Joe. Yeah. Let me go. All right, congratulations to Affton on the runner-up. I want to hand out the championship hat to the Crystal Lake Yellowjackets. One at a time, guys, come on up. to hand out the runner-up banner. Affton, can I get your captains? Okay, so take that over to your guys. Hang tight, Affton. Okay, now can I get a captain for Crystal Lake? All right, congratulations to both teams. We're going to get team pictures here. Thanks for everyone for coming out.
The celebratory banners and hats delivered to captains of both teams, drawing the applause of both fan bases. Final score 7-2. The Yellowjackets take the Bantam Red One championship over the Affton Americans. Steve, final thoughts on the game we saw, and honestly just a great weekend of hockey from the Bantam Red One teams.
Honestly, you already said it right there. These are two really competitive teams that we were able to see in a field of 8 really competitive teams. It's all about the competition and the way that these teams play. I mean, it's incredible. A really sweet moment there at the very end. Michaela Knittel, the first in the handshake line going to the right-hand side. A little hug from Emily Whalen. Might see those two later on, the USA women's hockey team.
High praise from Steve Taylor, and I think that's going to wrap it up here, folks, from this Bantam Red One championship. A lot more championship hockey coming up here in SBS. But for our entire crew, as I already mentioned, Steve Taylor, I'm Andy Diedrich. We'll see you next time here on SBS.